Hades fans, welcome to Before the Bounce. My name is Ben Gibson and I'll be previewing today's Round 4 clash with the Cats. We're going to hear from Aaron Vandenberg and assistant coach Benny Matthews shortly, but firstly we've got to take a look at how we're going to line up today. We've made 5 changes from our clash with Carlton, with Mitch Hannon, Michael Hibberd, Jay Lockhart, Keziah Pickett and Aaron Vandenberg all coming in for Harley Bennell, Luke Jackson, Neville Jetta, Nathan Jones and Alex Nilbullen, who have all been omitted. 5 changes is a lot for a side coming off a win, but it just goes to show the depth on the list and that the coaches are still looking to find the best mix. Now, the first inclusion I want to focus on is Keziah Pickett. It's rare that a 19-year-old slots straight back into a side for his second game, but Keziah does, and here's why. In just the second minute of his debut game, Keziah got involved at half-back, ran the length of the field, picked up cleanly and had a flying shot on goal. While he couldn't convert here, expect to see plenty of that X-factor in the side today. Keziah's part of a small forward line with just Tom McDonald as a key forward, which hasn't been seen for a few years for the D's. The likes of Mitch Hannon, Jaden Hunt, Jake Malcolm, Bailey Fritsch all got on the end of a few goals in the intra-club match, and with a small forward line, this could be really dangerous for the D's this afternoon. Someone who could spend a bit of time up forward today is this man, Aaron Vandenberg. Welcome, Vanders.
Thanks for having me. 646
days between games. You must just be itching to get out there.
Yeah, I am. It's exciting. Obviously, it's a strange circumstance to come back and play to, but nevertheless, it's been a long time and I'm enjoying getting back out there.
You know your body better than anyone. Are you really confident with the rehab that you've done?
Definitely. I think this is probably the longest period of time I haven't had an operation or anything go wrong for quite a while, so I've got a good body of work now and probably in the best position I've been in a long time.
It's no doubt been a challenging process for you. How physically and mentally difficult is it to overcome these injuries?
Really physically and mentally difficult. Starts to get to the point where it keeps continuing to happen and you wonder if you want to keep going with it. But look, we've got a lot of unfinished business at this football club and I plan on being a part of it.
You've only played 35 AFL games. It feels like you're more experienced than that. Do you feel comfortable at this level?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. I think I've probably popped up every now and then and played a NAB game or something, which can sometimes cover how much footy I've actually missed. But 35 games isn't a lot, but at the same time, I've been around the group for about 6 years now. So regardless of what I haven't done out there, you learn a lot off the field too. And
you're quite a versatile player. Where can we expect to see you out there today?
I'd imagine probably somewhere between the forward and midfield. I get flipped around a fair bit, so just take it as it comes, really.
And we saw for Harley last week in his first game back, he played about 50% of game time. How much are you expecting to have out there?
Really not sure. I think it'll just come down to circumstance. I'd probably imagine maybe a little bit more than 50 because one of my strengths is running, but I'd imagine 60-70% of the game probably.
Thanks very much for your time, Vanders. Good luck today.
No problems at all. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you out there. We're going to hear from Benny Matthews very shortly, but firstly, we've got to do an Oppo watch and take a look at Geelong's 22. They've made 3 changes, with Brandon Parfitt, Jake Kolodjasny and Darcy Fort coming into the side for the injured Reece Stanley, Harry Taylor and Quinton Narkle. Geelong's form is hard to really read, coming off a 2-point loss to Carlton 1 week after a 10-goal victory over the Hawks. But what we do know is they have a dangerous midfield, and last year they didn't lose 2 games in a row, so they'll be out for redemption today. That midfield has the big names: Dangerfield, Ablett, Selwood, Duncan, Parfitt, the list goes on. And what we're going to have to watch today is their direct use from the middle, driving the ball inside 50. They're used to playing on a narrow ground at GMHBA Stadium, so when they win the ball in the middle, they waste no time in kicking it straight down to their key forwards, creating a contest and attacking from there. They create plenty of penetration from those centre clearances, so we'll be looking to force them wide, slow them down and give ourselves time to set up behind the ball. One man who will be looking to stop that midfield today is assistant coach Benny Matthews. Benny, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
We know Geelong's midfield is dangerous. How much time do you spend on trying to stop them as opposed to just backing our boys?
A combination of both. I don't know what the time split will be. It's probably more about ourselves. We think we've got a midfield that can challenge a lot of teams, but that takes nothing away from what Geelong do in and around that space. Obviously, they'll miss Stanley a little bit in the ruck, but they've still got Dangerfield, Selwood, Parfitt's been going through there, Ablett can go through there at times, Mitch Duncan's a very good player. So we need to control those guys, but also use our own strengths as well.
As you touched on, Stanley out, Fort comes in. Is that an area you think Gawn can get a bit of an advantage?
Look, we hope Gawn gets an advantage every week. We back Max in as a very, very good player and super important piece of our puzzle. So we hope that he can take advantage of that position like any other week, but it'll be up to the whole group as a whole that they need to get the job done.
We saw Clary and Track last week, two great contested ball players. Are you impressed with how they're coming along for such young boys?
Yeah, they're going really well. Year after year they keep improving. Track's playing more consistently through the midfield. Obviously, Clary's been in there for a period of time now and has had some good results. Jack Viney's no mug in there either. So, we're really happy with how those guys, but similarly, we're happy with Angus Brayshaw, how he's coming through as well. So, hopefully they combine really well today.
The AFL tightened their training rules again during the week. Does that have an impact at all on that connection from the midfield to the forward line?
Look, it's certainly harder to train, but we're in the same boat as every other team in the competition. So there's no excuses. Thankfully, our midfield group's been relatively intact throughout this whole period of time and even pre-season. And we're just trying to work out our best forward mix at the moment. Cosy Pickett comes back in, obviously, so Mitch Hannon as well. So, we're trying to work out our best mix, but we're in the same boat as every other team at the moment, and we're doing the best we can to maximise all our training.
We had a fast start last game. The fast starts have been really important. Is that something that gets spoken about, or is it just a known thing now?
Yeah, look, it's certainly known across the comp. It's very hard to peg back a league with the shorter quarters and shorter game time. So, look, we need to start well. Especially, it's more from a confidence point of view. You get away, hopefully get a lead, and it's certainly nicer being out the front than coming from behind. But however the game goes, we need to be ready for all those sort of scenarios. So it's going to be a great challenge.
I'll let you go. Thanks very much for your time, Benny.
Thanks.
And just before we wrap things up here on Before the Bounce, I want to give you a couple of things to look out for. We've just touched on the midfield with Benny Matthews, and the first thing I want to focus on is our outside work. We know we're a good contested side, we were last year as well, but it was our outside run that seemed to let us down. We've brought in Adam Tomlinson and Ed Langdon this season, so I'm expecting to see them get to work on the outside wings of the MCG. If we take a look at round two, we saw a number of times at Marvel Stadium where we won it at the contest, then looked laterally to hit up the open man and use what we call the fat side of the ground. It's important that we do that today, not only because it creates run, but also helps that final kick inside 50 with less pressure using the space. The second thing I want to look at is the three key defenders, Smith, Lever and May. In round two, they played together for the first time and things didn't necessarily all go to plan. On occasion, the three of them were jumping at the same ball, spoiling each other on a number of occasions and leaving the Blues open at ground level where they were able to hit the scoreboard. It's going to be a work in progress, but Stephen May is confident that in time, this could be a really dominant defensive group.
Myself, Jackie Lever, Neville Jetta all played at different times last year. We played together, but not actually all together in a three. There's still a few moving pieces, and we reviewed the game as backs just today as well. And there's so much room for growth. But if we want to become one of the best defences in the league, we need to be more consistent, that's for sure.
Hopefully those three can work together today and help shut down the likes of Hawkins, Radigalea and Rowan. That's all from Before the Bounce. Hope you've enjoyed the insights the boys have provided. Stay tuned for more social coverage on our channels this afternoon and enjoy the footy from the comfort of your homes.